Today I want to talk about customer-centric marketing and what it is. Simply put, customer-centric marketing begins with the client first, discovering their needs and their wants. And I came across this term about 4 years ago on a podcast called The Customer-Centric Show, run by Mel Telekeishan. And the premise was always the same. Doesn't matter what the guests were, they always begun with what the client's needs were. Typically, when someone calls you, you'll always get the same question, and that is, how much? And the reason people ask that question is simply they don't know what else to ask. And we've been educating them that way. So it doesn't matter what media platform you look at, typically there's services on offer with prices. It doesn't matter whether you're selling real estate, cars, services like being an electrician, plumber, painter, carpet cleaner, even down to a doctor or plastic surgeon. There's always prices there. But the fundamental question must always be this, and that is why? Why are they calling, and why are they calling now? And when you ask a customer this question, it changes their paradigm and their thought patterns. All they're doing is comparing prices without an understanding. But when you actually ask why, you get them to think about it. Could be that Mrs. Jones calling in and she wants carpet cleaning, that she's a proud homeowner. So it's part of a regular clean. She may want done a couple times a year. Could be she spilled a cup of tea, or maybe a pet has made a bit of a mess. And in that case, her needs are much more immediate. Could be that someone's vacating a property. A tenant, the lease has come to an end and they actually need to get a receipt to say the carpets are being cleaned, because all they care about is getting their bond back. Could be that someone's selling a property. Now that's a whole other dynamic. When someone's selling their property, there's presentation issues. So you need to know why they're selling a property, when they're selling the property, when there's going to be photos, when there's going to be opens. Everything changes. So if all you're doing is advertising, you might see someone advertising 5 rooms for $50 and someone else advertising 5 rooms for $500, two different price points, but it actually doesn't educate the client. They don't know what they're getting. They don't understand the fundamental price differences. So when you begin with the why and understanding their needs, it changes the conversation. And typically you need to be a really good educator, which means you need to be disciplined. Means that you might need to write some blogs, create a little bit of video content, or even share what other people have done. And probably one of the best professionals I've ever come across who's good at educating clients is Kate Bakos. Now, Kate Bakos is in the real estate game. She's a buyer's advocate. Her key business is simply this: helping people find properties, the right property for them, whether they're buying it for their own needs or they're an investor. And what makes Kate so different is she's prolific at educating. She writes lots of blogs, and they don't go for ages. They might go for 30 seconds. She creates video content. Could be 30 seconds worth, could be a couple minutes worth, but every day there's something new. And because she's prolific at educating, she's on TV, she's in newspapers, she's quoted all the time. But you'd think her business was massive. It's not. It's a boutique business. There's about 4 or 5 staff there, and their reach is far greater than their size. But here's the key thing. They have an enormous success rate. Why? Because her clients typically have been reading her stuff. They're being educated. They start to understand something. Or if they get referred, Kate's really quick on the uptake in the education area. So here's the thing for you, whatever it is you do, whether you're a painter, you're an electrician, carpet cleaner, you sell properties, become customer centric. Always begin with their why and why now, and work your way backwards. If you can do that, you'll soon discover you'll have much more cut through, clients will be a lot less price sensitive, and the satisfaction rating for them, and indeed you, will be much higher.